Good evening, ladies and gents. So I'm back with another Conquerors Blade video, and this time I'm putting the questions out to you about our next podcast, which is going to be happening next week. However, before I get into the main section of the video, are you part of the 93.7% not subscribed to the channel? If you are, please do consider subscribing and getting notified to receive all the latest and greatest news, updates, walkthroughs, guides, and lots of other good stuff from Conquerors Blade, including lots of giveaways, which I am going to be releasing another one very, very soon. So to be in with a chance of winning that giveaway, plus keeping up to date with all the latest news from Conquerors Blade, do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and you will be kept up to date with the latest and the greatest. So then, we have started a unofficial podcast between some of us content creators for Conquerors Blade. If you've not yet actually had a chance to catch that, I will put a link in the description box below for you, so you can go over and have a listen to that podcast. Now, the podcast was an hour long, so it is just a put on the background, play a bit of Conquerors Blade while you're listening, and see what you think of it. Now, that was done about a week ago now, and it was just before the announcement of Season 4 and what we would be getting from that season. So it's actually quite a good listen, because not only do we introduce ourselves, the content creators that were on it, but we also give kind of what our thoughts were and what we were expecting from Season 4. So you can actually go back, have a listen, and see exactly what we got right and what we got wrong. So our next podcast is scheduled to be completed next week, and I'm inviting quite a few content creators onto it. So I'm going to be having people such as Zimster, Mr. Riggs, Mouflon, myself, Ruddus, plus a couple of other people as well. There should be good 6 or 7 of us, and we're going to have a proper good chat about what has been revealed for Season 4, and also what we envision other changes coming. So kind of things like nerfs or buffs for character classes or for unit classes, that kind of thing. So we'll be having a good chat about everything like that as well. Last time we actually streamed the podcast as we recorded it. I'm sure we'll be doing exactly the same this time. So if you want to actually listen through live, then please jump onto either my channel, or probably Zimster will probably be streaming it again. I will get details for you on that though, and I will publish them out onto my YouTube channel just in the form of a communication, so you know where to catch the stream if you just want to listen to the podcast being recorded. However, either way, if you want to be featured in the podcast and ask a question or a couple of questions, now the questions don't necessarily have to be about the game itself, they can be about us content creators. So if you have any questions about Conquerors Blade or about content creation, how we got into it, that kind of thing, please do leave a comment in the comments below in this video, and I will read out probably all of the questions that we get. Unless we get a huge amount of questions, I'll probably end up reading out all of them throughout the podcast as we're doing it, and I'll get everyone to answer those questions. So like I said, if you want to be featured in the podcast with your question or questions, leave them down below in the comments of this video, and I will pull them out and read them out aloud in the actual podcast when we film that next week. Also, just want to put it out there as well, if there's anything that you want us to cover in particular, any subject of Conquerors Blade that you want us to cover in particular, please do leave that down below as well, and we'll look to do that between us, so we actually give you a little bit more detail about whatever you're interested in as well. Just bear in mind, we are not an official podcast, so we don't have any other news other than what we all have from the news articles on the website, but we have quite good educated guesses about what could potentially be coming up. So by all means, put the question in, we will answer it as best we can. We're just not the official answers of that question, that's all, so just bear that in mind. Anything else you want us to add in there as well, let us know, and we'll do our best to add that in. Again, like I said, if you haven't caught the first podcast yet, link in the description box below for you. Go over, have a listen, and then come over here, put your questions in, put your thoughts and feelings in, and we'll go from there. But thank you very much for watching this one, folks, and I hope to catch you on the battlefield.